ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
Mahopanisad, 4th chapter, verse 118. In earlier class, we have seen that the Jagat does have an appearance. Moment by moment, we do experience a Jagat. Experience itself is not the criterion of reality. Only because you experience, you can't say it real. Don't you experience the dream? But do you take the dream as real? No, you know it is false. It was not there at all. Whatever that happened in the dream, you know that it has not happened at all. That is the correct understanding of knowing the nature of Jagat. It is experience, but truly it is not there. Just as a magic show, you are experiencing, you are entertaining yourself. Suppose that a child is there and the magician has shown a scene wherein the stomach of a girl is cut in 2 pieces and blood is oozing. The child may be crying. Or a motion picture. Comedy, remedy, not remedy, tragedy, comedy, tragedy. You enjoy or you suffer, but you know it is not true. Likewise says, don't be under the impression, because the Jagat is there. How will I have the Sakshatkar? How will I have the direct cognition or knowledge or experience of Atma Chaitanya free from all the Jagat? How is it possible? It is possible because it is truly not there. Out of the radar of your Antakara, there is no Jagat. Out this Jagat, out of the screen of your Antakarana mind, there is no Jagat. It has to come on the screen of your Antakarana in terms of thought patterns, Antakarana vrittis. It has to come as a Antakarana vrittis. So that being the case, see, Jagat is there so long as it is reported in your Antakarana. That's why I call these Antakarana vrittis our journalists. our reporters. If they don't report to us, there is no Jagat at all. Because it is not truly there. So there be the case. This should be very clear. Jagat really is not there. And we know the definition of reality, that which was in the past before it appeared, that which appears to be, that will continue to be in the after its disappearance, in between due to the appearance of the entity that is there, that is real. Chaitanya, Atma was there before Jagat came into existence. Sadeva Some Idamagrasi. Chandogya. After Pralaya, Chaitanya is going to continue. In between, during the creation, it existence, etc., because of Chaitanya only. The world comes and goes. Chaitanya is everlasting. That is real. So therefore now, this is what is now brought to your notice, that don't get scared of the Jagat. It is no better than the dream, for which you know the word used is mithya. Mithya doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It does exist. No, it appears to be there, but really doesn't exist. The other people notion is the mithya means it should not be experienced. No, because it is experienced, really is not, we call mithya. If it are not an experience, we say tucham, totally non-existent. We would have told that totally non-existent. So that way, now it says, read Chaityanupata Rahitam.
चैतान्युपातरहितं सामान्येन च सर्वगं यच्चित्तत्वम् अनाख्येयं स आत्मा परमेश्वरः.
Chaityanupata Rahitam Samanena cha Sarvagam Yachittatvam Anakheyam Saha Atma Parameshwara. Now you find what is this Parameshwara Tattva? Who is this Parameshwara? Who is this Bhagavan? Who is this, what is they called the West God? This is what it is. What is it? Yachittatvam. Whatever the entity or principle that is Chit, Chaitanya, pure awareness principle, pure consciousness principle. Why this word pure has to be used is awareness or consciousness constitute the features of what you are aware of or conscious. We are not meaning that. The principle which makes you aware of the features which you attribute to the awareness, that awareness principle free from features. That's the pure awareness principle. Pure consciousness principle. I think some philosopher termed it as choiceless awareness. We don't know what he meant, but possibly he must be meaning that choiceless awareness. Awareness you can't bypass. You can't get away from it. That I which you refer to is that awareness principle. But not coupled with, not mixed with the features of physical body, mind, intellect, and all those things. Ignorance and all. No. Pure. So that is whatever it may be. We call it pure awareness or Shuddha Chaitanya. Shuddha Chit. Actually, Chit means Shuddha. Shuddha Chit only. Chaitanya means Chaitanya, Shuddha Chaitanya only. But because of this, what is that? It appears with. Therefore, it says, Yat Chit Tattvam, whatever the Chit Tattva is, number one, Chaityanupata Rahitam. Free from Rahitam. Chaityanupata means free from vasanas of Vishayas, free from appearance of Vishayas, free from the vrittis related to Vishayas, free from thoughts corresponding to sense objects. Presently, in our Antakarna, Chit, what is that? Chaitanya is there, but it is with Chaitya. I hope you know this, what is Chaitya. What you are conscious of, what you are aware of. The rose that you see is Chaitya, Drishya, which makes you aware of it, which makes you give that knowledge of that is Chaitanya, Chit. Object is called what? Object of perception. It's called a Chaitya, different from Chit or Chaitanya. So therefore, that Chit, free from Vishayavasanas, or not appearing as Vishayas. Samanena Sarvagam. In general, it is everywhere, all pervasive. In general means what? Without the attributed features of Jagat. Without the characteristic features of Jagat. It is all pervasive. And it is Anakheyam. You cannot describe it. You cannot define it. You cannot explain it as like such and such a thing. This is Atma. This is Chit. This is Brahma. You cannot pinpoint. Because it is not an object of our cognition. We can point out something which is Chaitya, which is a sense object. But we are talking of the very subject principle, which makes you aware of the object, this. It cannot be pointed out as this. Anirvachaniya, inexplicable. That is Anakheyam. Saha Atma Parameshwara. Sir, that is your true nature, Atma. Not this mistaken I, the body as I, not the senses as I, not the pranas as I, not the mind as I, not the thoughts as I, not the buddhi as I, not the ignorance as I, the one which makes you aware of all these. Is it there in you? Yes or no? If you are not able to answer, I will ask the next question. Did you hear what I speak? I am not asking you whether you understood or not. Did you hear? Yes. What made you hear is what Chaitanya. You maybe have your ears, etc. That's fine. But if Chaitanya were not, you will not be able to hear. No. I didn't hear. You were dozing there. Now you got up. Are you aware that you are dozing? Yes. Which made you aware that you are dozing is what Chaitanya. So that is that Chaitanya which we cannot miss. What you refer to I is this only. What enables to interact with the world is this Chaitanya only. How can we miss it? But we do miss it because of ignorance and our preoccupation in the Jagat. So that is what Parameshwara. Where you have to go for hunting Parameshwara now? This is where it is. It is a great riddle. The sought, what you are seeking, is the very seeker. One who wants to discover this Parameshwara Tattva itself is what? Parameshwara Tattva. But you have to fall on your lap in terms of your withdrawal of your present preoccupation in the Jagat. Thereby, the mind becomes introvert. It has nothing other than Chit and Chit alone in front of it. It was withdrawn from the Jagat. What remains is Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone. That is figuratively called as falling on your lap. The daughter, Swami, Atma also gets lap. Not that way. You withdraw from the Jagat. Your Antakarna, you are not sleeping, okay? What remains is Parameshwara, Atma only. In this sense, Bhagavan Shiva, while once teaching to Vasishtha, said, Sakaro Naiva Bhagavan. Whatever entity that is with the form is not Bhagavat Tattva, is not Parameshwara Tattva. Because any akara means, a form means it is circumscribed by space. Generally form. Space is formless. In space, it is limited by space. Form. Limited by space means it has come into existence, is born now. It is born now means it is bound to get destroyed afterwards. It is bound to change. Such an entity is the source of sorrow. Anything limited, whether desha paricchinnata, limitations on account of space, kala paricchinnata, limitation on account of time, being born and getting died, etc., or vastu paricchinnata, being a specific object distinct from all the rest of the objects. This means sorrow. But this is what Nirakara, formless. That is only can be a source of Ananda. This is what clearly told in Chandogya. Yo vai bhuma tat sukham. Alpe na sukham. Whatever that is limitless, called as Brahma. Brahma is called as bhuma. Bhuma means limitless. Sukham means Ananda Swarupa. In contrast to this, limitless, opposite is limited, called Alpa, little. Alpe Sukham Nasti. In anything that is limited, you cannot hope to have happiness. And without fail, we are committing the blunder of searching limitless happiness in the limited world. Universal mistake. We have seen many times in different classes. Bhagavan Krishna labeling this Jagat, nameplate for the Jagat, Anityam Asukam Lokam. This world is impermanent. In this world, true happiness is not there. And unfortunately, invariably, all of us are seeking permanent happiness in the Jagat. What Bhagavan can do? He can't say, Ayo, my karma. All that, Ayo, your karma, he will say. I'm shouting at the top of voice in Bhagavad Gita. Permanent happiness is not possible. Even a little fleeting happiness you get is because of this Atma Swarupa Chaitanya Swarupa Parmeshwara only. Why don't you seek it directly? Why you try to get through the medium of sense object Vishayas and get persecuted by that? We are not available. Why? Engaged. Where? In the Jagat. That's why the re-engineering of value system is indispensable to take seriously to Vedanta. So long as our old value system for the Vishayas continue, we will miss the bus. We will not be able to directly cognize what our Swarupa is. Because they are preoccupied there. This is what Parameshwara. Continue.
Sarvam Jakhalvidam Brahma Nityachidghanamaksatam Kalpananya Mano Namni Vidyate Nahi Kachana.
This is the truth. You know, in earlier class, I was telling you many things. In fact, earlier class now only 2 verses have advanced. Because before sowing the seeds, you have to plow the ground, this land thoroughly. Without plowing, you can't just throw the seeds like that. The real crux is coming now. Sarvam cha khalu idam brahma. Khalu. Indeed. No doubt whatsoever about it. This is the truth and the only truth. Sarvam. All things. Whatever you see, hear, taste, touch, smell, whatever you come across, what you experience, everything is what? What you know, what you do, what you enjoy, what you suffer. Sarvam khalubidam Brahma. Is what? Brahma. Those who know Narayana Sukta, you're familiar with this. Yacha kinchit jagat sarvam drishyate shruyate piva antarbahishya tat sarvam vyapya narayano sitaha. Whatever in this world you hear, see, perceive in general, within, without, Vyapya Narayana Hasita. Narayana here is not simply not the Vaikunthavasi Vishnu as such, the Vishnu Tattva, the Narayana Tattva, the all-pervasive Chaitanya Tattva, where Bhagavan is not. If you know this, all our Shastras will be meaningful. Help ever, hurt never. That is what? Love everyone. Why? It is your Swarupa. You don't hate yourself. But we know it not. We get carried away by the name and form. You, I. Tum, my. Break the head of each other. It is far, far away from the truth. See, that is all. Sarvam cha khalu idam brahma. Why that khalu? You may doubt. Not you may doubt, you will doubt. But sir, it is the truth. You may not be able to assimilate it right now. You have to be more mature. Sarvam khalu idam brahma. Like the sea. A nuclear scientist. See, everything is what? Electron, neutron, proton, etc. I say. A common man will not be able to understand that. He needs that discipline of thinking for investigation. That everything is Brahman. At least, even if you have not understood this, take it so because Shruti says, Upanishad says, Mahopanisad, from Vedas, Shruti Vedas says so. I have not understood, but it is the truth. Shraddha is necessary. That's why Shraddha is necessary. Until you discover the truth. So that is why Sakalina. And what is its nature? Nitya Chid Ghanam Akshatam. Always, don't think now with form, etc. Always Chid Ghanam. Ghanam is dense in the sense homogeneous Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone, and it is Akshatam, no Akshatam, indestructible. It is indestructible. Chaitanya doesn't get destroyed at any time. Whether you are rolling in luxury, floating in the heaven out of joy, or suffering with excruciating pain, in both avikari, changeless Chaitanya, which makes you aware of that joy, which makes you for this suffering, nirvikara, akshata, indestructible. It is there. Any blessed experience, whether you enjoy or suffer, whether you like or don't like, is what? Imbued with Chaitanya. Not only imbued with, the very experience is possible because of Chaitanya. And the features of experience belong to the Upadhis. 24/7, we can never miss Chaitanya Parameshwar Tattva. But our mind is focused on Nama Rupa, the characteristic features of what we experience. You have to shift your attention. Go to the basis which gives the experience. Akshatam. Mano namni anya kalpana nahi kachana vidyate. But sir, what you said is correct. But this The wretched mind is creating the problem. What you have to say? We are harassed by this mind. It tortures. It projects all these things. Now, hold your breath. Shruti says, there is nothing called mind. The phantom you have created is Mano namni anya kalpana. Some imagination called mind. It says, nahi kachana vidyate. Nowhere it is existing. And yet, if we experience it, you are responsible for that. You have brought it. No other author for it. Mano namni kalpana. See, these are the passages which a layman can or is bound to misunderstand. It needs maturity to know this. That is why sadhana chatushtaya sampatti is indispensable. Vishraddha, etc. One can misread this and get damned also by wrong behavior. So that's why I say Vedanta is for mature people. That degree of maturity must be there to see what the reality is. Because Upanishads are teaching us, explaining us that principle, that entity, which is our real nature and yet cannot be explained beyond the range of words, beyond the range of mind, beyond the range of indriyas, senses. So they have to follow a certain method that is called a sampradaya. So that is what a methodology of teaching. So that is how mano namni anya kalpana na vidyate. Here just a sample. I will give you a verse from Rubu Gita. And that is the first verse when the teaching of Rubu to Nidaga starts. Earlier many things are there, many chapters are there. Like that, no? Bhagavad Gita, real teaching starts in second chapter. Ashocha, Nanva Ashocha. That's the first stanza of teaching. Otherwise, the second chapter, so number, you know the first number. Like that. Here, Rubu says, Shivopadishtam Sankshipya Guhyad Guhyataram Sada Anatmeti Prasangatma Anatmeti Manopiva Anatmeti Jagadrupa Anatmeti Jagadvapi Nastyanatmeti Nishtino. I will tell you, explain you. Nastyanatmeti Nishtino. First he introduces. Oh Nidaga, of course Nidaga was not alone. There are many devotees, upasakas of Saguna Brahma, Shiva upasakas were there. And they asked Rubu, we have come to know from our own correspondent that once you happen to go to Kailasa and pray to Shiva and got the Adhyatma Jnana, we'll be happy if you share with us. Rubu was very happy. What they asked for. He said, to you people who are so dear to Shiva. I'm very happy to share with you. And he says, I'm going to teach you now. Sada guhyad guhyataram. Always topmost secret. And from where did you get it? Shivopadishtam. Taught by none other than Bhagavan Shiva. I'm going to tell you now. But in short, Sankshipya Vadami. I'm telling you short, a capsule. It's not formula. But what is it? This is the truth. What is the truth? Is Prasangatma Anatma iti. There you have to put Adhyarana. The Anatma, the entity which is not Atma, called as Prasangatma, no, is not there at all. What is this Prasangatma? Contextual Atma, occasional Atma refers to Jivatma. Truly not there, but appears to be there. Big history is there. Samsara, so many jivas, so many births, etc. Everyone has got his own history. Every jiva. Or what you call that? Biography. Everyone has got, every jiva has its own biography. From beginningless time. This Prasangatma, this Atma called jiva, what is that? What Anatma? No, doesn't exist at all. Again, Anatmeti Manopivana. Or something called mind, which is Anatma, it is not there at all. That is, Anatma called mind is not there at all. Anatmeti Jagadvapi. Something Anatma, which you call a Jagat, no, is not there at all. In short, please nishtino, ascertain, directly discover, nasti anatma is there. There is no atma. It is just like this. Look, my dear people, I have discovered there is no jiva, there is no mind, there is no jagat. Please, you also discover. Just like, suppose, to a dreamer who is undergoing a horrible dream, a person was woken up, says, look, it is not there. I also like this. I have come out. You also come out of it. In this sense, it will be taken. Otherwise, what? Atma, Jivatma is not there. Mind is not there. Jagat is not there. Afterwards will come. Bondage is not there. Moksha is not there. Kya karo? Khao, piyo, maja karo. If required, cut the throat of someone. Such adharma also will be justified by some people. And these versions of Pune variety. Pune philosophy, I'm not telling you, you know that what it is. Because of this such misinterpretation of Mandukya Karikas. The danger. So proper maturity must be there. So that is anatma is not there, but we are, because of ignorance, for us it appears to be real. Discover that it is not there. Till then, take this as the truth. It is not there at all. So that is how that is mano namni anya kalpana nahi kachana. They call mind at all. Look here. Mind is the culprit which protects the Jagat. I don't know which text I have taken. One, of course, is Anubhuti Prakash, some chapter is there. And Shatashloki also is there. See this, what is it? One more, somebody has arranged about this. What is that? Shankar Jayanti festival, a series of talks. If that one of my talk was Drishti Srishti. You must aware that two ways of looking at the Jagat is there. Drishti Srishti or Srishti Drishti. Drishti eva Srishti. Other one is Srishtasya Drishti. Like this. Drishti means your antakarana vrittis, Vishayakara, Drishyakara, Chaityakara, one and the same. Antakarana vrittis are Drishti. That itself is Srishti. That itself is creation. There is nothing called creation. My dear sir, your projection. I'm not going to go in detail. We have seen that, etc. Other one is Srishtasya Drishti. The creation created by Ishvara, that is Srishta, its Drishti, and it comes to you when you perceive it. When you are in contact with that, what is created by Ishvara, and you perceive, then you experience. Other way. Both are the methods to arrive at our Sarupa. Vidyaranyana Muni has said, Drishti Srishti method is short method, provided you have got intense Shraddha and Vairagya. In fact, he compares to the wicket door, Chor Darwaja. What is that? What is Chor Darwaja? You want to meet the king. Two methods are there. One is the royal gate. One gate you pass, other gate you this way. If you want to meet the Prime Minister and you have got an appointment, you have to go through a drill. First, SPG will check you. Afterwards, other checking. And finally, after you are thoroughly checked, you will be able to see the Prime Minister, provided appointment is there. Otherwise, he is very busy. Like that. Here, you have to go through these gates. Every gate checking is there. He'll ask you 100 questions. And finally, you reach the king. He may be busy in many things, etc. You have to wait. One method. This is for all. But suppose you are a close chum of king, at the back door, back side, the small gate is there. Heavily guarded. No one is allowed except those who are very close to the king. It's called wicket door, chor ka darwaja. So he says, drishti srishti method is fast, but you should be very close to this in terms of viveka, vairagya, and shraddha. Shraddha in the Shastra, Shraddha in the Parmeshwara, Shraddha in yourself, that I will accomplish. If you only waver, who can help you? So that is it. That is how there is nothing called mind. Now take it in the right perspective. Don't misunderstand that. If you have not understood, take it this way. In reality, from the Paramartha standpoint, from the absolute reality standpoint, there is nothing called mind at all. It is like a phantom appearing in the realm of ignorance. Just like a dream. Dream is really not there at all. So that is. Then we may say, Shrutis are speaking with us within, Jagat is born, Jagat is destroyed, it continues, etc. What about all these things? The Balana. These are told for बच्चों के लिए, बच्चों के not actual बच्चे, अविवेकीस, who are not able to grasp this truth. They need to be lifted. All these Christians are created, but the fact is this. Continue.
न जायते न म्रियते किंचिदत्र जगत्त्रये न च भावविकाराणां सत्ता क्वचन विद्यते.
अत्र जगत्त्रये न किंचित जायते न किंचित म्रियते भाव विकाराणां सत्ता न च क्वचन विद्यते. See, here also Rubu is speaking from the level of his discovery, his experience of Sakshatkar, wherein what he found. Because of Prarabdha, he is little aware of the Jagat now, he has little descended down. And he is trying to communicate to us what he had experienced. See, Atra Jagatraye, in these three lokas, means entire cosmos. Bhu Bhuva Swa, which includes for 14 lokas, above, below, all yours, including earth. In entire creation, na kinchit jayate. Nothing is born. See the paradox or contradiction. In the entire creation, nothing is born. You say creation comes into existence after created, being born. Yet you have to use the word such like this. Entire Jagatraye, na kinchit jayate, nothing is born. Na kinchit mriyate. In reality, nothing is dies. Nothing is born, nothing dies. Not what is that? Means Adi, beginning. Anta, end. Now, in between, existence. That also is not there. Bhavavikaranam satta. Bhavavika means of all entities, objects, vishayas. Satta, existence. Nacha kvachana vidyate. Nowhere it is there. Jagat was never born. There is no question of it dying nor existence. What does it mean? Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone is there, totally free from even the least trace of Jagat which we are experiencing now. That is the reality. That is the truth. Very high level, I know that. In fact, this was one of the reasons why I selected these 4 Upanishads. So when I studied Rupa Gita, I said this text is not meant for teaching at all. It is meant for those who have thoroughly studied and discovered the truth, for them like a rapid reader. There is no teaching that all declarations. Final truth is what? Bare truth is declared. Yet I said something is to be shared. Then I picked up these 4 Upanishads: Varaha, Annapurna, Mahopanisad, and Tejobindu. Of course, in some few chapters I deleted which is not related to Rubu Nidaga. Either learned by Rubu or taught by the Rubu to Nidaga. These are the subject matter there. At such places, such heights are there. They should be taken in the right perspective. Should not be misunderstood. So therefore say, Bhava Vikaranam Satta Na Pachana Vidyate. No existence of these any entities of Vishayas anywhere at all. Continue.
Kevalam kevalabhasam sarvasamanyam akshatam chaityanupatarahitam chinmatramiha vidyate.
What is there here? This is what it is. Kevalabhasam kevalam. Sarvasamanyam akshatam. Chaityanupata rahitam. Chinmatram iha vidyate. Iha, here, which you consider as Jagat, which is mistaken by one and all as Jagat creation, here in this so-called creation that you take to be. What is that? Chinmatram vidyate. Only Chaitanya and Chaitanya, pure awareness principle alone is there. There is nothing else whatsoever that you are imagining as Jagat. That's why he says, what is there is this only. Kevalabhasam. Abhasa here is Nyapti Tattva. Knowledge principle. Only knowledge principle. Further, Kevalam, Advayam, non-dual in nature. Nothing other than that. Sarvasamanyam. Sarvasamanya, common to all, means the very adhisthana, the basis of everything, that is everything in the so-called creation. Adhisthana of the superimposed creation. Akshatam, indestructible in its nature. Again, Chaityanupata rahitam. In there is no locus standi for Chaitya Vishayas. Totally nirvishaya. No Vishayas, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha have no locus standi, no occasion in that. And that is what is Chinmatram Vidyate. Only Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone is there. Read next two verses.
तस्मिन्नित्येतते शुद्धे चिन्मात्रे निरुपद्रवे शान्ते शमसमाभोगे निर्विकारे चिदात्मनि यैषा स्वभावाभिमतं स्वयं संकल्प्य धावति चिच्चैत्यं स्वयमम्लानं माननान्मन उच्यते
Mananan mana uchyate. If it is ma, they are corrected ma. Mananan mana uchyate. The question is, what is this devil called mind then? We are harassed by this mind and you say it is not there at all. How come? What is this mind? Listen. Tasmin nitye tate shuddhe chinmatre nirupadrave shante shama samabhoge निर्विकारे चिदात्मनि या एषा चित second last line first word या एषा चित स्वयं अम्लानम स्वभावाभिमतम स्वभावमतम चैत्यम स्वयं संकल्प्य धावति एड तत्सत्यम इति मननात् मनः उच्यते. Last two lines like this. Earlier two lines as it is. Then ya esha chit swayam amlanam swabhavabhimatam chaityam swayam sankalpya धावती and अध्यार तत्सत्यम इति मननात् मनः उच्यते. A long thing is there. We'll take it next time.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः